Darcy, would you please read that list? This is a composition that I had to write to get a job teaching in the California elementary school.
Thank you, Betsy. Thank you, Mr. Braun. It's a privilege and an honor to be with you, and Betsy's a dear friend of mine, and I'm fortunate enough we get paid to hang out together. We work together. So we were friends first, and this just happened to fall into place. So it's a true blessing, and watching Betsy and the way that she cares for her mom and dad has just been it's an honor. My parents passed away when I was much younger, and to watch this, it's a beautiful thing to see that cherished family love in action. So I will be happy to read this for you, Betsy. Fall 1985. If I could change places with someone else, it would be with Alice Waterman, McCoy, Braun, my mother. She's alive and well in Poland, Ohio, where she and my father have had a residence for 34 years. I always forget her actual birthday. She was born on May 20th, 1919 in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I just figured that out by remembering that she told me she was 30 when she had me, and I'm 36, born in 1949. Therefore, she is now 66 years old. I was the second of her 3 children. The older and younger were both boys. She was thrilled when she had me because, like every mother, she wanted a boy and a girl. Although she wasn't part of an era which supports Lamaze breathing and breastfeeding, she enjoyed her babies nonetheless. I envy her because there wasn't the stress during the 50s and 60s of having to be a mother as well as a career woman. The women's liberation movement was not in the forefront. My memories of my childhood and growing up are mostly happy and pleasant, and I think this is mainly because of my peace and harmony in her presence. This is not to say we did not have our conflicts. There were plenty of rough and tumble times between my brothers and myself. There was also my adolescent period when I began pulling away from her. In addition, she and my father had difficulty in balancing all the aspects of our busy family. They even separated and divorced when I was a senior in high school, but then remarried each other 4 years later. Throughout all this time, though, she almost always maintained her sense of equilibrium, and she always had a great sustaining faith and an underlying sense of humor. I can still picture her as she saw me approaching the back door. Odors of a warm dinner greeted me, as well as a house full of her many special touches. Clean towels and folded clothes, centerpieces and door hangings to match the seasons. Knowledge of all my activities and friendships are grateful memories of mine. She always was a mother that made me proud. She wasn't a glamour gal, but she certainly wasn't mousy or messy either. You could usually spot her around town in a cotton shirt-waist dress and keds in the warm weather and a preppy skirt and sweater during the cold. She wasn't much for pants. My dad never liked them. She did her best to provide a safe and happy place for all of us. I'm sure it was often boring and tedious, but going back for visits now and looking at the special things she's kept all these years demonstrates to me the depth of her caring and commitment. She can't discard the crib we all slept in, nor even some of my baby clothes. The photo albums are priceless. She and my dad are now retired and live part of the year in Naples, Florida. They have a lovely condominium there and lots of friends their own age to share the joys and sorrows of raising children and grandchildren and growing older in a very complex age. My father can be so difficult, but his loyalty to my mother makes me proud. She's the only woman in his life. As far as I can see, that's the way it's always been and will always be. My mom's a lucky gal. I wish that she were me. Aww. Beautiful, Betsy.
Okay, moving right along. Now the kazoo band is going to do the Battle Hymn of Republic, if that's okay with you. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is tramping out the vintage way. The grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the faithful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. transfigured you and me. He was born to make men holy, and He died to make men free. My God is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Thank you. Thank you so much. And that is the lovely Gina Roberts, who works upstairs at Arbor Glen. And they do such wonderful things up there. My mother just did a wonderful painting of Vanderbilt Beach, and it's on in the hallway as you go out. And I'm having it framed. And they had bingo and word games, and Gina just sees to it that they're enjoying life and interacting every single day. And I'm so grateful to Gina. I love you. Okay, Catherine, I have a poem I wrote too in 1992. Yeah, this is Steve Kirby, and this is this was from a very old church bulletin at my grandfather's church in Ventnor, New Jersey. And my mother loved this, and she would send it to people when they had a birthday or when they were having a difficult time. And I do the same thing myself now.
There isn't much that I can do, but I can share my bread with you, and sometimes share a sorrow too, as on the way we go. There isn't much that I can do, but I can sit an hour with you, and I can share a joke with you, and sometimes share reverse too. As on our way we go, there isn't much that I can do, but I can share my flowers with you. I can share my books with you, and sometimes share your burdens too, as on the way we go. There isn't much that I can do, but I can share my songs with you, and I can share my mirth with you, and sometimes come and laugh with you, as on our way we go. There isn't much that I can do, but I can share my hopes with you, and I can share my fears with you, and I can sometimes shed tears with you, as on our way we go. There isn't much that I can do, but I can share my friends with you. I can share my life with you, and oftentimes share a prayer with you, as on the way we go.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve.